All right, so today we're just going to take a little bit closer look at the 1970 Barracuda behind me here. So, real quick backstory on how this car kind of came to be, how it ended up coming home with us one day, is I was just scrolling through Facebook and somebody put a post out there. They were working on a Barracuda that was on a frame jig and talking about how it was going to be a little bit of a challenge. And um, previous owner of this commented and said, "Hey, I got a Barracuda too. It needs kind of similar sort of work." And I messaged the guy and I said, I heard you might be selling that Barracuda. Send me some information and pictures. And he did. One thing leads to the next, and here we are. So this is, I don't have a ton of information on this car because it is a no fender tag car, so I don't know exactly what options came with the car. I do have the dash for the car that I will be getting from the previous owner when I go back and get another car, and you'll have to stay tuned and keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming sometime after Christmas. Had to wait around a little bit because of the holidays, which is completely understandable. But this car is originally vitamin C orange. As you can see, some remnants of it. But yeah, we're gonna do a quick little walk around. I did already do a walk around on this. That was very brief, but I'm gonna do a little bit more in depth, and we're gonna get right to that right. All right, so walking around this car, start at the front, work our way back, and then back around to the front through the other side. So the inner fender structure area is really, really nice. The front frame rails are really great. They got original paint on them still, which is really nice. Really kind of cool to see that original color shine through. The inner fenders, front structure, firewall, really, really nice. The other inner fender here, really nice. For some reason, somebody cut a rectangle hole there for, I don't really know why. Maybe there's a hole there or something. And the other thing I noticed about this car is they kind of took things apart in an interesting way. Right here, you'll see there should be a bracket here that connects to the firewall to the inner fender. Those brackets are laying in the car. The doors are on the car. That's pretty much the only thing that can bolt on the car that's left. And what you see is what we have, other than I do have the dash also. The inside, there is a roof skin and a trunk pan in there. The roof skin is just used for patch material. It doesn't have any real use. It had a big hole in it for a sunroof at one time that they just bondoed. And the trunk pan is a brand new AMD trunk pan, but they cut a rectangular hole to save the middle of a different trunk pan, so maybe that's good for patch panels as well. The floor is really nice. It is covered in snow. I'm not going to dig that all out right now. The outer wheelhouses and inner wheelhouses are nice, but they do have little pinholes and stuff here. And I'll get into the metal side of things in a few minutes here. But the rear frame rails, you can see inside, or at least you could before it snowed. These are just about as nice as I've ever seen. They're as close to perfect as I've ever seen, really. The biggest problem with the car is it is rusted on the structure point here a little bit on that side, and then I'll get you guys over here on the other side where this is where it's bad. This is where it's kind of the worst point of the car. But AMD does make this whole kind of, I guess I'll call it like kind of like a roof structure webbing, I guess is what I would call it. I'm sure there's a more technical name for it, and they sell that for $160. So not the end of the world, but it will need some patches like right here. It does have a hole here. I'm going to have my metal guy, and spoiler alert, this is going to get brand new metal on it. My metal guy is going to probably take this whole section out and fabricate a new piece in. Here's the other door. The other door is real nice too. The rocker has a little dent in this side and on the other side too. Not sure exactly what happened there, but the other thing that's really nice, once again, the snow is in the way, but the cowl. The cowl is the probably top 3 worst areas for an e-body car to rust out from what we've had. And I did count it out. This is the 7th e-body. If I'm counting that right, is 7, I believe. But yeah, this is a really good builder car. A lot of people look at this and say, "Oh, well, somebody already cut it all up. What's the point? What's left of it?" Well, take any of your rusty cars off the street that have a couple holes here and there, and the quarters are typically bad, and the trunk pan's typically bad. If you break it down, cut them all apart at the spot welds, what you're left with is this. Somebody has already done that work to it. And like I previously mentioned briefly, this is going to go get new metal. This is going to go get new quarters, trunk pan, roof skin, tail panel, all kinds of stuff there. Some miscellaneous patches in the roof structure, that roof structure webbing piece I talked about, rear window filler panel. Retail value, it's about $6,000 worth of metal. So definitely a hard pill to swallow, but it'll be cool when it's done. And here's a shot of that vitamin C orange. It's kind of dull. You can't really get a good read on it like it is, but it's a real nice color. The vitamin C orange is what we probably want to bring the car back with, and my dad's definitely a little bit more interested in this car than I am. I'm all right with it. I think it's a pretty cool idea, pretty cool project. I'm just not into e-bodies as much, but we'll see. We'll see how everything comes together, and we're thinking 383 4-speed vitamin C orange with black interior, possibly black CUDA hockey stick stripe, and it'll be dressed as a CUDA. It's not going to come back as, a Barracuda or a Barracuda Grand Coupe or anything like that, but we'll see what happens. But I'll try to get footage of bringing this down to Texas. It's about a 900-mile trip, so it's not any walk in the park, but we've done it about a dozen times now, so it's not the worst trip either. Hopefully, get out of some of this snowy weather, because it's currently about 5 degrees. And it's a terrible time to travel, because when we get down to Texas, it's going to be about 35. So anyways, if you want to see more on this car, definitely drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff really helps the channel, and I appreciate everybody that watches stuff. And I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.